Thank you for tuning in. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can configure GRE over IPsec in PfSense Firewall. Well, for those of you who would like to know the complete configuration of how you can set up the GRE and VPN, can refer to the video link on your screen. And I'll share the link for the topology in the description as well. So let's get started. So this is the network topology where I have two PfSense Firewall, PF1 and PF2. And the WAN interface here is 192.168.137.135 on PF1 and PF2 192.168.137.140. The GRE tunnel interface would be 14.140.40.135 on PF1, and on PF2 it is going to be 14.140.40.140. And the actual traffic that should get into the GRE tunnel would be 10.10.10.135/32, and the remote would be 10.10.10.140/32. So this is pretty much about the topology, whereas I have three interfaces in action for this setup. So let's go to the configuration on PF1. So this is the PF1 firewall, where I have three interfaces: WAN 1, WAN 2, WAN, LAN, and optional 1. And you can see the IP address configured there. So first thing first, I will configure the IPsec. And for reference, you can refer to the video that I've shared. So this is the IPsec phase 1. IK version 1, IP4 interface is WAN. Since it is the outgoing interface, remote gate is 140, as you see on the screen. Rest of the thing: identifier my IP, peer identifier, peer IP address, algorithm. That's it. There's nothing much in there. Let's try to save this. Okay, this is the phase 2. I'll show you the configuration for phase 2 as well. So here on my screen, I've used local network as optional 1 subnet, which is my subnet, which should initiate the traffic towards the remote subnet that should go via GRE. So this is the OPT1 subnet, which is 10.10.10.135/32, and the remote subnet is okay. This is OPT1, which is 14.140.40.4135. I'm sorry. So this is the GRE tunnel interface IP. So I should have that in the VPN proxy ID configuration. So this is the proxy ID configuration on traffic selector. So you should have the GRE tunnel IP here configured. local network as OPT1 subnet, which is 14.140.40.135, and remote as 14.140.40.140 as per the diagram. So this is the local GRE tunnel interface IP, and this is the remote GRE tunnel interface IP. So this has to be configured in the proxy ID or the traffic selector, whatever you name it in the VPN technology. So I have that here configured. The rest of the thing is proposal. You do not have to go through this again. You can refer to the last video. That's it. Save the configuration. Similarly, we'll do the same on the other firewall. This is the IP configured on the PF1. So OPT1 is the GRE tunnel interface IP for PF2. This is the actual traffic from where it has to get into the GRE tunnel. So first we'll try to configure the IPsec. So this is phase one, similar to what we have configured on PF1. Remote gateways 192.168.137.135. For PF2, 135 is remote. And rest of the thing is similar. Proposals matching. Let's try to save this. Apply. So this is phase two configuration for PF2. If you scroll down, you will see that I have mentioned local network option 1 subnet, which is my 14.140.40.140 here. And the remote address or subnet would be 14.140.40.135. This is the GRE points that I have to define inside the local network and remote network inside the VPN phase 2. Click Save. Apply changes. So now we have the IPsec tunnel configured. So let's now move on to the GRE configuration. I already have the configuration in place, so I'll show you the configuration. So I've selected the GRE interface as OPT1 as per the diagram, and remote address as 14.140.40.140. GRE local address is 10.10.10.135, which is going to initiate the traffic from PF1 10.10.10.135 towards 10.10.10.140. So the remote tunnel remote address would be 10.10.10.140. And the remote tunnel subnet I've given it as /32 because I am not having any network. It is just an IP address configured on the interface. And at last, I have checked this option, which adds explicit route to the GRE tunnel or the remote tunnel address, which is 10.10.10.140. Yeah, 10.10.10.140 will have an explicit route defined on PF1 as per the configuration that we have here. That's all in the configuration on PF1. Let's move on to PF2. So if you click on edit, you will see option 1 selected here, which is 14.140.40.140 on PF2. And the remote is 14.140.40.135 as per the diagram. GRE local tunnel address is 10.10.10.140 with behind PF2 10.10.10.140 and remote is 10.10.10.135, which is defined here. Subnet is again class 32 for testing purpose, and I've checked this option so that it adds a route for 10.10.10.135 on PF2, explicitly pointing to the GRE tunnel, and click save. So that's all in this configuration part. Now let's try to check the status of the IPsec tunnel. So you can see here the IPsec tunnel is in established state, and this is the phase 2, where you can see the remote subnet as 14.140.40/32, and similarly here on PF2 14.140.40.135. So this is the GRE endpoints. And let me switch to the CLI app. So this is PF1, and this is the GRE tunnel. You can see here tunnel interface IP 14.140.40.135 towards 14.140.40.140, and the internet and the IP address local remote. This is the internal IP address that should get encapsulated inside the GRE tunnel. Similarly on PF2. Let's try to ping the remote subnet 10.10.10.135, which is supposed to go through the GRE tunnel. So you can see here I'm able to ping that particular IP, and I'll show you the TCP dump capture as well. So you can see this is the actual traffic from PF2 towards PF1 on GRE tunnel interface. And this is the actual GRE packet. See, this is the outer GRE, actual source and destination. And this is the encapsulated actual packet. So that confirms that the packet is reaching the remote firewall via the GRE tunnel, which is through the IPsec. and we can check the status from the GUI as well. So this basically confirms. I'll initiate the traffic again just to reconfirm. You can see here, I'm able to see the packet again. Okay. It has given the SPI value as well so that we can sort out the SA. Let us now move on to GUI to inspect. You can see the SPI value here. Matching the one that we saw on CLI. Let me switch to CLI again. So that basically confirms that it is using this particular SA for traffic forwarding. And another way to inspect that is where the packet count. This is right now 79 in and 77 out. On PF2 is 77 in, 79 out. So what I'm going to do is, from here, I'm going to initiate a ping with a packet count of 3. So you can see here, it increased by 3. Again, I can initiate 3 more packet ping. Now you can see the packet in 83, and on the other firewall, you will see packet out on 83. This is again a confirmation that the traffic is moving through the IPsec tunnel, and the actual traffic is first getting into the GRE encapsulation, and then the encapsulated GRE packet is getting through the IPsec and then reaches the other end through IPsec. That's all in this video. If you have any question, do leave them in the comment section. See you in the next video, and please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Bye.